luna todavía brilla aquí, pero lo que veo en su luz no es el mismo. The moon still shines here, but what I see in its light is not the same. That is the final verse in this bilingual book, La luna que brilla, the moon that shines. This is a book that was co-authored by a third grade student and myself, and he actually inspired this image. It's used 3 times in the book, on the cover and then on 2 other pages, because it becomes a symbol later on. As I was writing the book with him, I just found that it really symbolized light within the darkness, both physically, present when he was crossing different states or countries, and then also metaphorically when things were kind of fuzzy for him. A lot of the things in his memory that he would recall with me, he didn't know when or where, but he did know that it happened, and there was an emotion connected with that. And so it really ties back with this moon. Like, he can see that there's there, but sometimes distinguishing the parts of it and being exact about it was a little difficult. So that just really represents the words that are written in this book. But everything that is written is either something he said to me, or a quote that he wrote down, or something that I imagined could have happened as a result. It was not always clear when we were discussing what exactly happened, but I did my best to honestly and earnestly represent his story. And so, to get to this point, I prepared myself by having a handful of activities to inspire each moment of memory. And so one text that I actually used very frequently was Ecos del Desierto, or Echoes of the Desert. And this is a book by Sylvia Dubovoy, and it's just about a young boy who leaves Mexico and crosses the border into the United States all by himself. And the text was a little higher than the student's level, but the content was something that the student very much connected to, and so I found that it was a useful decision to employ. And then I also used A Movie in My Pillow, Una película en mi almohada, by Jorge Argueta. And I used this text because Argueta is actually from El Salvador and is a poet in Los Angeles and California. And so I thought that just showing the student that there are writers from El Salvador and he can be one too was just something that I really enjoyed doing. We played a handful of games, one of them with an egg carton and flipping it upside down and flipping it backside up, and where the penny landed, there was a question, and that question he would answer and tell me, and it was something about his journey. How did you feel? What did you see? Where were you? And those were just used because I thought it was a little more fun than generally asking him all of those questions. He had fun trying to get to that point. But everything that I did was revolved around making the story or recalling a memory. And really, it was difficult to sometimes just gear it back to that, but it was always worth it because his story was composed of it. And so this is just moments that he shared with me, and there's Spanish on the front of the page and English on the back, and that's just to honor that his native language is Spanish and he's acquiring English, and the goal is to share this story with others, and sharing it in English allows for a greater audience, but the main focus was that his story be told and others can hear it. And so really what this book is about is empowering others to do the same, to tell their story and find the power of putting pen to paper and sharing an experience that really shaped who you are in some way. And I know that for me that was really powerful, especially in 7th grade when we published a book of poems. I so valued that book, and I want to do the same for others. And so if you're looking for a book that shines a new light onto your inspiration for writing your own story, then La Luna que Brilla, or The Moon That Shines, is the book for you.